Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of A Song of Ice and Fire Battle Report. Now, as soon as I was editing this, I was deadly reminded that I did not record a video of the army introduction and our self-usual introduction, so I'm just gonna give you some bit of voiceover as the introduction. The other thing is that when I tried to set up also like a droid cam webcam kind of thing, apparently my upload speed sucks so bad that it was extremely laggy. So I was going to do a face cam, but apparently no face cam. So welcome guys, it's gonna be another commentary battle report. So we're gonna have here today a matchup between Targaryen versus Greyjoy. I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see the army in a bit, then we'll see the scenario, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, let's get on with this battle report. So I'm not going to talk a lot about the round 1 because at round 1 usually there's not a lot of things that's happening. So I'm just going to talk it out right here. So Kai on the right here is holding up his Queen of Marine Army with Dany. So Dany, unit of Unsullied Pikemen, and then we have a unit of Unsullied Swordmasters on his left. On the middle is a unit of Outriders, and then on the far right is a Zors with Screamer Co. Something just a bit unusual, but just trying it out. On the left we have Firman, which is primarily a Lannister player. He's been venturing out, trying out Greyjoys here. So he might just try out a couple of things here. We don't have a lot of things also in Indo. We just got our Greyjoys heroes too, so he's just trying things out. Notably no Silenceman and no Blind Baron. So Kai just replaced the crown here with the Dany ability to fetch a card. So it's going to fetch up the commander card, and we see Wendy being restocked. So his list is slightly unusual here. He got Ironmaker in a unit of, well, Balon Greyjoy in a unit of Ironmaker. We got 2 units of Bowman. One Bowman is left in an outflank position, and then he got a unit of Reaper on the right, and a unit of Trappers with the 2 points Carl here that gives it Stalwart and also Expert Duelist. For NCU, he got Wendy. He got also Eric Ironmaker for the combo with the Iron Maker, and then he got also Asha Greyjoy just to that extra morale bubble. So the scenario we're playing here with Clash of Kings. So there's 3 objectives in the middle. If your unit is holding a point, an objective, you get a point. If your commander is destroyed, the opponent gets 2 VP, and if your commander destroys a unit, you gain 1 additional VP. You also get 3 cards that you draft at the start of the game, which gives you some extra benefits to your commander when that unit activates. You can use it twice per game and 2 different abilities. So the strategy is fairly straightforward here. I think the 2 super tanks are going to sort of just clash out in the middle. It's really dependent on who reaches the objective first, and then who can get their sort of support units to harass the unit on the objectives. So the thing that Kai needs... Oh yeah, one thing that you need to also note about this version of Clash of Kings is there's no more unit respawn. So when your unit is destroyed, they're gone, so there's no more shenanigans. Like, for example, you're running a mountain list, and then your mountain gets destroyed, you respawn, you take sword, and then you take order to destroy, and you charge using the mountain. So no more of that shenanigans. So here we see a card from Balon, Acceptable Sacrifices. So this is a funny card that gives them an extra damage when they take a panic test. However, they also give +1 morale bubble, and if they get destroyed, I think friendly unit heals 2 and gets a pillage token or some shit like that. So Bowman here. So I don't like Acceptable Sacrifices in of Trappers here. It's a very expensive Trapper at 7 points. I'd rather give it to the unit of Bowman because they'll be mostly hanging back and not taking any damage here. I like to use Trappers as sort of like a way to tie up the enemy's expensive unit. Like, for example, I think the Trappers should have been probably deployed on the bottom here, where they can be tied up against the Unsullied here quite effectively because of the disrupt hit. So Kai is relocating his cavalry unit here onto his left flank on the response of the outflank. So this tells us basically 2 things. Number 1, Kai doesn't have field control, and number 2, he's expecting the Bowman to come from that particular flank. So Firman's just gonna move up his entire army here to support the middle, and now we go to round 2. So round 2, Firman's just going to try with the outflank here. There's no harm in trying to do that. So it seems like Kai doesn't have field control, so this is a good play, really. I mean, even if your enemy has field control, you might as well try it, because the next time you get the opportunities on turn 4. So this is a bit lucky here that he gets deployed. So there's two positions in which the Bowman can arrive here. He can arrive on the left flank, or he can arrive on the right flank. The left flank, of course, Kai puts up the... There's a reason why Kai puts up the Zorse Rider there, to sort of counter the Bowman coming in. So it seems like the other obvious one is on Kai's right here, which I think Firman is going to do. Just to double harass the Bowman here, the Outrider, making sure that they are away from that, and then also once the Outrider threat is taken care of, then they can creep sort of the middle to engage this Pikeman, because the Pikeman is nigh unkillable at this stage. So Kai is just taking the sword here, Barrison taking sword, just to deny the shoot from the Bowman. I think this is a fair play. So Kai is just deciding of which unit he wants to shoot here. I think he wants to shoot at the trappers here because they receive extra panic damage from the acceptable sacrifices, and disrupt doesn't protect you from range attacks. So they're very weak against range units, so might as well you put it there just to sort of threaten it out. So yeah, just 7 knights hitting on 3 pluses here because he doesn't use the cavalry maneuver and he gets shot long range. So this is 5 hits so far with the weaken. Sorry, 6 with the weaken, now becomes 5. Fairly decent shot here with the armor of 6+. I think this is going to take a lot of damage here from Firman. Indeed it is. That's a lot of damage right there. So 5 dead, and then panic test. I think their morale is base 8 becomes 6 becomes 5. So yeah, oh no, because of the 3, so base 6 with the acceptable sacrifices here, and I think he just succeeded with a 6 here, so no problem there from the panic test. So Firman, I think, he's considering to use the Wendy token here to heal 2 to the Trapper's unit and also get you a card. Very, very good, a decent play just to make sure that the Trapper is topped off, because then the Outrider can then activate again and shoot. I think taking money back here would be very crucial. First of all, the nice guy of the money back. Second of all, you also have a unit that you need healing. So I sort of don't like the crown usage here. He seems to be just using crown to zap the Zorse Riders here. Maybe Zorse Riders are morale 7, from the crown to become morale 8. So I guess it is a decent target to crown zap. I just don't like the overall finickiness of the panic test here. Like, again, I think crown is by far the weakest zone. So like, if you just take, I like just taking money back, and then if you're just taking the crown, you take it with Wendy. Anyway, so 3 damage here to the Zorse Riders, and then Blood of the Dragon quest card will be attached to the Unsullied Pikeman. Again, I also don't like the design of the quest card. I think they're boring and only gives benefit when you're sort of really losing. So Kai here, this is a good play from Kai. Unsullied Pikeman in the middle, you basically can't get rid of it in a 1v1. You have to sort of 3v1 it with the Bowman, etc. And also, if you're charging in, Wendy is going to be used here with the We Do Not Sow to replace that with an attack, because zone replace. Yeah, because he's zone replacing it, he's going to be shooting with the Bowman. So Barristan Selmy here cannot be used to cancel the tactic zone, but Kai has a counterplot anyway. So he's rolling a 3+ here. Should be fairly easy, 66%. He got it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So the zone is cancelled. Because the zone is cancelled, so now he gets to resolve the normal part of the zone. So he gets to draw 2 cards and give... he can no longer... I think the window for replacement zone is already gone. So he can't use it to replace the zone. So Duck Sauce is just going to use it to heal 3 here, or to remove the Weaken token at the Outrider, which is also a decent play. So yeah, I think the Weaken token is here. So what Firman should do right now is possibly activate the Bowman in order for them to deal as much damage as they can to the Outriders here. So I think that will be like probably the best play. Yep. So yeah, he's going to do so. He's going to shoot the Outriders here from the flank. So this is 6 dice sitting on 4 plus. So there's Barry there. So if he's thinking of using Finger Dance, it's gonna get a counter. So this is this is a weird play. Yeah, I mean, his reasoning is that he wants to get rid of the card from his hand, but I'm pretty sure there is a better way to get rid of those cards from your hand without, you know, feeding it to Barry. I mean, it's not like you're going to use 2 cards for the Bowman anyway. Like, you have that plus Price of Failure that you really need to resolve. So I find that this is a fairly weak play here from just the Finger Dance here, and then so it is 4 hits and 3 dead, and then Panic Test at base. I think 5, 4, and then goes back to 5. Fairly easy here, and then we get to see probably Kai's gonna pass with Illyrio. Just wait to see what's going to happen here. Think he's going to charge in with the Iron Maker. I mean, I don't like this play simply because I think your Bowman can do a bit more work before they're hitting the Unsullied Pikeman. Despite the stats of the Unsullied Pikeman, they sort of dislike range attacks, and then Kai's gonna punch first here. He also gets a shift if he wants to, which is also good for repositioning. I find it nuts that you can get set for charge and then you can reposition at the same time. I think the only 2 things that can do this is the Halberdier and the Unsullied Pikeman, plus I think a few other cards. I think there's a card that allows you to set for charge as well. I just don't remember which commander is that. So 2 dead from the Iron Maker. That is unusual. 2 plus armor save, 2 dead. So Panic Test here, base of 7, Iron Resolve 6, Asha goes to 5, but Intimidating Presence goes to 6. Ugh. I think he rolls a 4 here, and then 2 explodes. They have Iron Resolve, but it's countered by Intimidating Presence, so that's a lot of random damage to the unit of Iron Makers here just by attacking them. You know, this doesn't look good here for the Iron Maker, but the Iron Maker gets to swing now. Yatta. We'll see like how much damage he can deal. They were using Kraken's Rat. This is pretty good because Kai owns both the sword and the money back, which gives it both precision and reroll to the attack. So fairly good usage of the card here of Kraken's Rat. However, it is only 5 dice. Firman, to note, has that card that allows you to attack at full rank. However, you have to use it when your commander activates, so you don't know like how much damage you will take here from the pikeman first. So yeah, we'll see what's going to happen here, how much damage it can deal. I think it's gonna be a lot of damage. I don't think it's gonna be a lot of damage. So one precision is fairly decent. He gets the reroll from the charge here. That's only 1 precision and then 4 hit. I think it will take 0 damage here because the resolution of the shield wall is after you roll the defense dice. So as long as you just save 1, you block 3, you take only 1. So yeah, 0. Well, 1 damage from the precision, and then needs to make a morale test at 4. Easy, nothing. Yep. Eesh. Alright, so nothing. He gets to heal 1 from the Fueled by Slaughter here, which is an okay consolation prize. You're not too happy about this. And then the Outrider gets to activate again, and then he's gonna shoot at the unit of trappers there. It's a 7 dice hitting on 3 pluses, 5 hits, saving on 6. 5 dead. Easy peasy. And then Panic Test at... did he fail that one as well? Wow, he just like took 3 damage here from the acceptable sacrifices. So that is a lot of random damage just from the shooting. And yeah, so he's gonna immediately use Wendy here to heal 2. So that's the last of the Wendy token until he replenishes the Wendy token afterwards. He's gonna use the shifty shift here from the Bowman to shoot at the Outrider. He should have done that first, probably before the activation, because if he were to shoot first, he would reduce the range capacity of that, and then you might as well do it. You might as well soften up those Outriders because you're going to kill it next round anyway. This is a fairly bad shot. Oh no, is this price of failure? Well, it is 6 auto hits, but you 4 wounds, so you're 4 dead just by that. I don't think it's a good currency. I think price of failure is not a very good card in general. Yeah, you get the auto hits, but you're taking a lot of damage in return, and in general, you're wasting a card for it. So yeah, it's not a good currency. It's there when you need to. So Kai just, believes in the survivability of the Unsullied Swordmaster and decides to grab the objective first. Of course, Reaper is the type of unit that you don't want to get charged anyway, because they have like super squishy armor. So he's going to use Raiding Call here to heal 3 from this unit, and then heal back the Trapper unit. Fairly interesting play here, because opponent controls the money back, he gets an extra pillage token somewhere, so he's going to activate the trappers and just cap the objective here. Easy here. And then Kai will have to move up his Screamer, and I think he's using that to sort of support any of these two. If he gets his pick of the litter here, he gets to charge the Iron Maker from the flank, or he gets to charge the Reaper from the flank. So the idea is that he's supporting both units at the same time. Firman obviously is going to charge in the unit of Swordmaster here. There are no defensive buff from the Swordmaster, so whatever damage that he deals, there should be a lot. So 7 dice sitting on 3+. There are no keywords, just relying on the fishes for extra damage if there's any. So we'll see how much damage is we dealing here. So 7 dice sitting on 3+ with fishes. We'll see how much damage is going to be dealt right here to the unit of Unsullied Swordmasters. There are a few cards that he wants to use here, but I think he's passing that window, so he's rolling it. I think that's a straight up, that's a good hit. 6 hits with the reroll, 7 hits, that's good. So in theory, 4 should die, and Kai with the godly roll, only 2 dice here, so he needs to make a panic test at base 4, base 5, base 7, so this is a 50-50 chance. 7. Ugh, he succeeded. Ew. That's nasty. Only 2 things dead. And now, scoring. We're on to round 3 with Targaryen starts. So Kai scores 2 there. Firman, my mistake, he should have scored 1 there from the corner. So now Kai gets the first pick of the initiative that he wants to do. This is a very good play here. This is not Barristan, Salmi. This is my bad. This is meant to be Illyrio, because otherwise he can't replace the sword with that. So Illyrio to heal that is a good play. It's both denying the sword and also gives you the healing. So Firman should really grab the money back here, or he activates his bowman to do some shooting. I think he's taking the heal here. He's probably going to heal the unit of bowman from the looks of it. So attaching Asha to the Iron Maker or Reaper, just to make sure that they have some extra survivability against the upcoming onslaught, and then probably heal 3. He's going to be putting a unit of Reapers, making them very good morale, and just heal 3 on a unit of bowmen. So Kai will have the next. He has there's a couple of options here. He can open up with the Outrider to shoot the bowman to make sure that the counter shot is not good. He can take horse, or he doesn't need to take horse. He can activate the Swordmaster first to punch the Reaper, just to make sure that they're punching at like a high rank. He can also take the crown to get, subjugation of power, or even counterplot maybe. Or you can take Illyria to heal. There's a couple of things that Kai can do here. Some very good choices. So he is going to take Duck Sauce. And Duck Sauce is going to be used on the crown. And I think he's just going to use a straight up crown zap at the Trapper. That's a very good move because of the +1 wound. So now they're suffering +2 wounds to the damage. And because of acceptable sacrifices and Duxos, they'll take +2. Their base morale, I believe, is 8, 6, 5, 7. Yeah. No, it's base. Yeah, no, it's right. It's base 8 and then base 6. Yeah, no, it's base 6. So from that, it's base 7. It's a 50% chance. Should be fine here. It's not fine. That is 5 dead. Acceptable sacrifices plus duck sauce doing a lot of work here. Jesus. Man, this is why I don't like panic test at all as a mechanic. It very feels bad when it was placed against you, and it feels good when you actually get to do it. I just don't like this game is promoting the usage of Crown Zone. I feel like Crown Zone is the absolute worst zone in the game. So I'm glad that these players are actually using Crown Zone for Crown Zone and just not doing it for anything else. So Firman still likes to take card here. I don't like this play. He should have maybe activated the Bowman first so you get the flank shot. So now, because of this play, the flank shot is no longer available. They don't get the rerolls, and then Kai gets to now activate his Outrider and just sort of move them out of the way with Barristan. So Barristan is now going to be placed on the Reaper here, making sure that they can't revive, or they can't use any defensive cards or anything. Like, any offensive, any defensive card gets shut off here by Barry. Barry's a very good card. So now he's using the Bowman here. So a bit of an misactivation here. He should have activated the Bowman first. And wait, what? Oh, he's charging. Interesting. I don't like it. I mean, I get that Bowman is good in melee. Alright, he's using Kraken Strat. With only 5 dice sitting on 4+ on Kraken Strat, I don't think this will do a lot. You should have probably waited to use the Kraken Strat on the Iron Maker or when he activates the Reaper here. I think a bit of some mistime on the card here. I don't think it's a bit of a wasted. Oh, sorry, maybe not on the Reaper, or maybe on the Iron Maker here, because it looks like a wasted card here. I don't like where this is going, but yeah, we'll see like if it pays off here for the Greyjoy player. It is 2 precision hits from the look of it, so it's fairly good. So 3 deaths so far, and then a panic test at just base of 4. Oh, he failed. So now, that is an interesting opening right here. So so Kai's right flank is slowly collapsing here if he doesn't do anything. Keep in mind that the Outrider has not been activated yet, but the Firman's Bowman, the other Bowman, still also hasn't activated yet. So a couple of options here for Kai. He can activate the Swordmaster to like whittle down the Reaper for a fair bit, or what he can do is he can retreat with the Outriders to sort of not ensure that the Bowman doesn't have a good target. Because if the Outrider is gone, that means he's giving out a VP and also giving out an activation, and that's exactly what he did. Recognizing that the threat is there, he should just make sure that the Outrider is safe so that he gets a bit of... So he's now activating the Reaper here, so now he's trying to use Price of Failure. So Kai will need to decide whether he wants to use Barry or not. So just for context, Firman was trying to use the ult way, which his timing is after the attack dice is rolled. So Kai now knows that he has both Price of Failure and the ult way, so he's letting him resolve the Price of Failure here. Notably, after you use Price of Failure, you can reroll it using the ult ways. But anyway, I think Kai values the defensive cards more so than offensive cards, so this is just at 7 3+, and I think he's going to take 3 auto wound from this unless he uses the ult ways. Let's see if he wants to use it or not. I would probably use it. I don't like taking 3 random wounds straight from attacking, honestly. So yeah, I mean, the Kraken strat definitely should have been used for this attack or the attack in the middle, or so just full offense on this card. Finally, somewhere below average, so 5 dead here from Kai. He needs to make a panic test at 7 here. I think if he succeeded. Never mind. So the Reaper, okay, so this is probably like why Reaper is not very good. its mechanics is tied in vicious. If they don't get the vicious trigger, sorry, if they don't get the panic damage trigger, then basically they're just a vanilla unit with vicious. Think of it as Mountain's Men, except worse, kind of. So let's activate the Zor's Rider with Fire and Blood. So with the Screamer Co, he's not afraid of the Corpse Pile heal. He still gets a reroll anyway, plus the Vulnerable token, plus the Sundering, plus the Vicious, plus the +1 dice and critical blow. This source has freaking everything here. So yeah, we'll see if he can dealt like a decisive blow for tomorrow. We'll see. So that's 8 hits. Ugh. Alright, bye-bye Reaper. Because the Swordmaster hasn't even activated yet. And even if Firman has What Is Dead May Never Die, he gets another revive from it. So I don't like the chances of this. So we'll have to see like how much damage he can survive from this. I think 7 dead. He's considering using the Vulnerable. There should be no consideration. You should just use it for the extra damage here. I mean, why not? See? Just 8 dead. So 8 dead, and then I think from Vicious from the flank with Asha, which is negating the Vicious. So base is 5, base is 6. So I think he should be saving on a 6 if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Saving on a 6 with -1 panic damage. So we'll see how much damage he is taking here. I think he good. I saw the Kraken symbol already, so he survived. No problem. So now the Bowman gets to activate. The Bowman will shift and just randomly shoot at the Unsullied Pikemen. Normally, ranged units are probably the best unit to go up against the Pikemen. They're not at the flank yet. He'll get the flank next turn, so this is just 6 dice on 4+ with no rerolls. So we'll see how much damage the Bowman can deal to these Pikemans. So we're looking at, I think 3, just 1. Only 1 hit. Only 1 hit with the Vulnerable. Yep. Okay, again, I don't like the usage of Vulnerable only for 1 hit here. I'd rather save it for the Iron Maker, like really. So now Firman now needs to make a panic test, in which he failed. Ah, man. So to people who's watching this, again, I do not mean to say bad things. I'm just merely analyzing the game. If you're watching this channel, if you're watching this type of battle report, I reckon you're more interested in sort of the more competitive / nuanced aspect of the game. So this is me just commenting on the situation and see like what's best. So Kai now activates the Unsullied Pikeman. He's going to add the Commander Special card, which gives him Fishes in Clash of Kings. So now we'll see how much damage they can deal. In theory, there should be a lot of damage here. So the little shift here is sort of to negate the shot from the Bowman here. Oh man! Even with the 2+ armor save, that's still 2 dead. My god. And then the panic test here is, I believe, base 7, balance 6, Fishes 8. 9, 8. Only 1 damage. He fails the panic test, but still take 1 damage. And then he's going to use he's going to activate now and then use the Iron Price. He could potentially heal 4 from this, but the armor will be going back to 4+. So we'll see if he does that. So if I remember correctly, Firman does still have the Old Ways in his hand, so he might consider just healing 2 here and then using the Old Ways, which is pretty decent, the rerolls, but without Kraken Strat or the Vulnerable, I don't. Yeah, so he's going to do that exactly. He's just going to heal 2 to prep up for the Old Ways here, and he's going to use the Commander Special card to give him 7 dice. Well, always use the highest attack dice for attacks this round. That is fairly decent, I think. Now he's going to use the Old Ways to give it a bit of reroll here. So 2 rerolls. Okay, looks decent. So 6 hits. Oh, sorry, 7. 7 at 4 plus. Again, if you have vulnerable, then this could potentially be 3 damage. But because of the no vulnerable, this is such a poor situation to be in. So yeah, 0 damage. Vulnerable. You should have kept the vulnerable. And I was going to use Targaryen Supremacy. Yeah. This is exactly what I love about Sif. Passive, unkillable tank, and then passive panic damage. Stop stealing our shit, Targaryen. Wait, did he just roll 3 damage and take 6 damage from the Targaryen Supremacy? God, I love the ability so much. It's so good. My God. Very excellent game design. Passive damage. Attacking into unkillable tanks. Mwah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. The Trapper's just gonna, like, you know, shake around and just, you know, get some bit of objective here. Hoping that there's no stray crown zones heading their way. And I think that's is that the end of the round? I think so. I think Kai still has a Sword Master that he hasn't activated yet. And that should just murderize the single unit of Reavers here. So, I'm going to put a note very quickly here. I think they're just doing the scoring. Firman should be on 2, Kai should be on 4. And Kai should activate his Swordmaster here. I think he's sort of... so I preemptively give out a bit of spoiler warning here because, look, there's only one guy left in the Reaper unit. See, he forgot to activate the Swordsman. The Swordmaster still punching at like the highest... Still punching. Yep. Look, it will die. There's Barristan. You can't. What is that? May never die here. So that it's just dead. It's just dead. So I'm just giving him the 5 points here. There's no way that units will survive, and we'll get a search fort. So 5 points against 2. Firman should be on 2 points, and I think we are on the cleanup for round 4. So not looking in for the Greyjoy. So we'll see what the Greyjoy player can do next round. So good news starting in round 4 is that Greyjoy has the initiative. Yatta! So he has the first tips of what he wants to do here. Oh, to the literal surprise of no one, the first activation is going to be a sword into Asha. So I think Bowman is just going to do some work here. Bowman is probably going to shoot into the pikeman. Because that unit needs to die. That unit is generating 1 point per round and is holding the commander unit. And if deactivates it and kill the Iron Maker, then that's possibly game because that's 3 point swing here. So 6 dice sitting on 4 pluses with reroll. I think Firman is also using Finger Dance here. I sort of missed that, but that's fine. I think he has another Finger Dance there, so he just equipped the Finger Dance on them, so it gives it also vulnerable. So it's 4 hit, 5 plus with vulnerable, and that's 4 dead. And then panic test here at 5, I believe. Yep, he's good. Morale is good, no problem here. And then he needs to make a morale test because he's shooting into melee. I see a 6. No problem. God, I would never freaking do it because of like the intimidating presence even under Iron Resolve. That is brave, but at this moment I think there's no room for safe play anymore. You just need to do it and just let the dice carry you. So just easy peasy heal here with Duck Sauce. He does get an extra pillage here, whoop-de-doo, from Eric Iron Maker. So Kai's deciding whether he wants to heal off the middle or he wants to heal off the Outrider. I guess he'll sticking in the Outrider because the Bowman still hasn't activated, and Bowman can just shift the Reno Pepperino and then kill the Outrider there, negating some activation here. And then Duck Sauce will probably stick in the middle, most likely here. Yeah, because of the money back with the shield wall, that means he's blocking. Oh no, he's reduced by 1 rank, so he's only going to be blocking 2+1 only. So Firman, curiously here, is taking Eric plus money back, plus the... Alright, I don't like this simply because, again, I don't think there are like cards that you need to sort of generally fish out, and you can also use Wendy to replace Crown Zone with the heal. So I possibly like here either activating the Bowman or activating anyone else except Eric here. Should have just taken maybe Crown and then replacing it with Wendy token, and then at the start of Kai turn, use the Wendy token to heal it too. So now Kai gets another Illyrio proc. Oh, disgusting. Just heal 3 and give it weaken on top of that. If Firman's going to activate use of Iron Price here, he's probably going to just heal him back. Heal him back to 5 here. But the armor is gone, so they're no longer a 2+ unit. They're just a 4+ unit with that morale save. So considering what Kai's looking at here, he has another counterplot in hand, so yeah. So now he's going to activate the Bowman and shoot. Yeah, maybe a bit late, but we'll see what's going on here. So 6 dice sitting on 4+ with rerolls and vulnerable, saving on 5. In theory, this should be a good roll. Alright, this is decent. So 3 hits. So with vulnerable, so that's 2 dead and 1 auto block from Duck Sauce, so only 2 dead. And then Panic Test here for Kai, saving on 4, easy peasy. And then for Firman here, saving at 6. Yep. So now he needs to make a Panic Test here. There you go. Alright. Neutral because of Balon, and God, these random panic damage from shooting. Iron Maker, the most tankiest unit in the game. Just get, Alright, so that's the death sentence here. Bury in there. So no what is dead may never die, and then he's just gonna use the horsey to replace to give some positioning there. Very difficult position here for Firman to be in. Oh, he's considering retreating here with the Iron Maker. All right, decent play. Let's see how far he retreats into which direction. I like to put myself sort of in the middle of the Bowman here, so that just out of that's a bit too far. So the reason why I don't like this is sort of two at this moment. You should have probably be a bit more aggressive with your unit. And then the second part is now the Zorsus can get to the flank of the Bowman here, giving a very squishy turn. It is good to that your Iron Maker is not dead from activating the Unsullied and then Punch. So I guess that's sort of a good play. But man, I don't like this. So maybe you should have just put this Iron Maker on the way between them, so even if they get charged by the sources. Okay, then again Kai is on 5 if the unit is dead, so it'll be on 8 and then 9, 10. Alright, okay. Never mind. After I analyze it again, it seems like that's probably the correct play, just to get them out of the way. So 7 dice with 3+ with reroll and vulnerable against this unit of poor Bowman, so saving on 6s. I think there will be a lot of dead Bowmans here. But I see 2 Kraken symbols, so only 2 will die. And then Kai with another Panic Test here. They're just checking out how much the Panic Test is for. I think their base is 8. Yep, base of 8. And then the acceptable sacrifices, so base of 7. Oh, and then vulnerable. So just 1 more dead. Understandable. Have a nice day. So Panic Test at neutral here, I believe. 7. So more dead Bowmans. Things are unraveling if they weren't already unraveling since last round. I think Kai just needs to chill here, get 2 more points until round 6, and then that's the game end. So acceptable sacrifices on a unit of Bowman here. Yay, finally they're getting acceptably sacrificed. Is that even a word? So Bowman will turn around and punch. Okay, I guess. I mean, I have nothing against this play. I guess you have to do what you have to do. So it is 3 dice sitting on 4+. Only one dead. And then Panic Test. So fail the panic test, and then he takes 1 wound. Okay, fairly decent here. Yeah, Outrider's not gonna die from this, so we'll see what's happening here, and then so now it's Kai's turn. He gets a window to use the card after the unit's being attacked. He's gonna use sudden retreat, which is God. I mean, Targaryen just sort of like when you after you punch them and they just run out of the way. It's just the most annoying feeling in the game, really. Like, but Kai doesn't want to rush this. This is a winning position. Like, why expose yourself to unnecessary risk? He's just gonna pass here with the pikemen, making sure that they're not flanked by the bowmen, and then pass with the swordmaster here. He's got 7 points by the end of round 4 here. He's chill. He doesn't need to do anything. Just passing with Wendy here. I think Firman got a trapper activation left. He's gonna pass with the swordmaster here. Yeah, there really isn't anything that Firman can do here other than just to consolidate his position. Oh, even Kai has a freaking outrider that he can just activate here. Yeesh. So we'll see how much damage that he can deal here. Probably a lot. He rolled, I think, a bit too much, but I think at this moment it doesn't really add too much. He's already in a winning position here. It's I think it's whatever at this point. So yeah, 3 dead. He failed. Never mind. So I think yeah, by the end of this round, I think this is end of round 4, 7 and 3, round to 5. All right, round 5, boys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, who's watching this up until this far? So I guess at this moment there isn't really anything that the Greyjoy can do outside of trying to wipe out the Unsullied Pikeman in the middle here. So let's take this section to talk about the game and see like where it all went wrong and how sort of it unraveled for the Greyjoy players. Again, the objective of this type of analysis is not to berate the players, because again, I think this is a new faction for Firman. He's trying out Greyjoy, so, and I don't want to give too much flack for anyone. So this is going to be some just very subjective, subjective. That's the completely wrong thing to say. English is hard, guys. Speaking English is difficult. So I think, so from the get-go, the decision to play Reaver Captain on an outflanking unit against a Targaryen is already a big mistake. And the reason why I say it's a big mistake, because Targaryen has field control. So if you don't win the initiative, you're going to try turn 1, there might be field control. The next time you can try again is on turn 3. And if at that point the Targaryen player has another field control, it's game. So you're going to be playing without a 5-point unit in the game, and you're going to be 1-point activation disadvantage. So I think at the very start you should have just deployed the bowman already. What else is there? So Greyjoy has some insane cars, like Kraken's Strat is insane. So I think a lot of the mistiming of the card here, like he used a price of failure on a unit of bowman that's only punching for 5 dice, should have maybe saved it on the unit of Reaper. There's a lot of also vulnerable token that's wasted just by doing nothing. And there's also some sort of mistiming on the sake of like, I know he just wants to cycle cars, but things like discarding your Finger Dance or Berry just to cycle cars, I mean, you might as well just put it on your unit of Iron Makers if it's going to see combat anyway, or you're going to put it on a unit of Reapers. Like, Reapers, that's already like very bad defense anyway. Giving them vulnerable is at this point like whatever. So you should just maybe just use it to the unit of Reapers and then give a vulnerable to the Unsullied Pike and the Unsullied Swordmaster here, which is really good. The 2 Bowmans are really good. I think as far as list concerned, 2 Bowman is really good. I think Iron Maker is a fine unit. I don't like Reaper for that particular reason, because as just an independent unit, it against Targaryen it's a bad matchup, but against anyone else with like medium to low morale it's really good. Against free folk, they can tear through a lot of free folks like really easily. So yeah, things like misactivation here, like shooting the Outriders when he can, shooting the pikemen when he can. even the charge with the bowman here seems a bit of like a waste here. There isn't and then so now we see Targaryen in when they're already in a winning position. Targaryen's just gonna heal him up with Illyrio and stuff. So now we're seeing a very cute play here. By cute, I mean it's not very good. By cute, I mean he's just going to give the win to Kai here. He's going to sacrifice his unit of bowman with acceptable sacrifices via raiding call. That's going to heal a lot of units to the unit of Ironmaker. However, that does give him the 8 VP. At this moment, really, like, I think he just wants to activate the Ironmaker and then punch it to the unit to give him like that 1 VP. If you're playing in like a tournament, it's better for you to gain as much VP as you can, because the way that it works is that sometimes the differences between the point is what matters for your secondary. So if you're playing in like a tournament setting, you might as well. Okay, first of all, you don't want to concede. Second of all, you want to play until sort of the bitter end, because that's how it is. So, yeah, I mean, Kai just doesn't need to do anything. He just basically earned 2 points here with the Swordmaster and the Pikeman, and that's basically a game. So, yeah, again, outside of the list, I think, like, just a couple of things to make sure that you have activations. So these are very fundamental things for a Civ player. Activation advantage, making sure you know exactly what you're doing, target selection, timing of NCU and unit. So, yeah. So yeah, he's just gonna. What's he going to do here? Yeah, I think it's just. Shooting from the Outriders. Yeah. Because that's 12. So yeah, Bowman is just gonna shoot here. Yeah, I mean Outriders gonna shoot at the Bowman. I think they're gonna crumble very very soon here. If they crumble, the game continues. If they don't crumble, what is it? May never die. Counter with a counter plot. 3 plus fail. 3 plus fail. That's a classic Lannister, like butt clenching like roll here. It's I mean, I play Lannister since like 2019, 1.4, 1.3. God, the reroll 3 pluses with counterplot is like the scariest roll in the game. Like you're just at the mercy of the dice here. Yeah, nothing much you can do about that. You're shooting back. I don't think the Outrider can die from this. Yeah. So I think the game's just continuing for the sake of continuing here. I think the only 2 plays that Firman can do is activating the unit of Bowman and then shooting at the pikemen and charging the Carl unit, but they have set for charge, so I don't think it will do anything. Really? So yeah. I think this is probably game here. There's a very good chance that it's a game here. I think he needs a 5+. He just wants to feed it to the meat grinder, but it achieved nothing. Carl cannot die. He used the acceptable sacrifices, but he's not being sacrificed today, says Carl. No. So yeah, I'm not sure what else needs to be commented on this game. I think it's a fairly... I like the new Clash of Kings without the clunky respawn mechanics. Yeah, at this moment we're just having fun. I mean, we're just going on, and yeah, I mean, the game's pretty much over. Kai's gonna score 10 points. Firman's gonna score. Nothing much I can comment on the Targaryen play here. I still don't like Targaryen as a faction. I think a lot of their designs are very weirdly conflicted as a design. They have a couple of things that, for like a faction that's not meant to be tanky, but they're tanky. And that's the game end, 10-3, and that's it. So, I think, again, I don't have an outro, unfortunately, because I'm a Muppet. So, thank you guys for watching the Battle Report. I hope you guys had fun with this commentary as much as I did. We're going to have more song in the future. We also have other games, too. I think we're also doing Conquest. I think if you guys haven't checked out Conquest, check it out. We also might do Marvel Crisis Protocol in the future, but we'll see about that. Definitely please leave, like, share, and subscribe. It helps me a lot. both as it's just my personal satisfaction, and it keeps me motivated to make the next videos. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you guys next time. Bye for now.